Hello friends, and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. Today we're going to talk about Nute Gunray and the tank raid. Now, if you were like many players, Nute Gunray has not been a very useful character for you. He just received a rework for his abilities and stats, and that rework has allowed this to happen. Now, when I say this, I mean crazy amounts of damage in the AAT Tank raid. His leadership ability, Backroom Subterfuge, reads, Stealth allies gain 55% critical chance and gain 50% turn meter the first time they score a critical hit each turn. If you couple that with the Jawa team, or specifically with the Jawa Scavenger, Daska, and just the Jawa, once you topple the tank, you can exploit their abilities and just do some really massive amounts of damage if the RNG is with you. The basic Jawa, his basic ability is deal physical damage to target enemy with a 50% chance to inflict speed down for 2 turns. This attack deals 35% more damage to enemies suffering from a negative status effect. By this time, the tank is going to have a negative status effect, so you're dealing 35% more damage already, and you have a 50% chance to slow that mother down, or Daska, however you say it. His basic ability is Hit and Run, deals physical damage to target enemy with a 60% chance to gain stealth. So he's going to get more and more critical chance ability, and his critical chance is already really high. One of his uniques is Droid Hunter. It gives him a plus 4.5 critical chance for each living Jawa ally. In addition, he has a 15% critical damage, so he's got some great critical damage. He then has, if you have these two other Jawa allies, he has a 64% chance of getting a critical hit, which is going to do some massive amounts of damage when he is stealth. Jawa Scavenger, his basic is Dismantle, deals physical damage to target enemy with a 50% chance to inflict offense down for 2 turns. This is doubled against droids. The tank is technically a droid, so you have a 100% chance to inflict offense down against the toppled tank. Now, additionally, Jawa Scavenger's unique ability is the Salvaged Equipment. At the end of each of his turns, if Jawa Scavenger is stealth, he has an 80% chance to give 2 random allies defense up for 2 turns, and an 80% chance to give a random ally offense up for 2 turns. So, you're giving an 80% increase for your Jawas. This is just a damage-dealing team. Now, the problem with this is it wasn't meant to happen. The people at Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes have recently put out a post that says, Hiya, Hollow Table Heroes! Recently, a way to do significant damage to the AAT in Phase 2 and 4 of the Tank Takedown Raid has been discovered in the community. While we always enjoy seeing different strategies formed by players to use in the raids, this most recent discovery disrupts our intent for the Takedown Raid, which is to work together as a guild to overcome normally insurmountable foes. We will be looking into this issue further this week, and will announce any changes we plan to make. Cheers! Now, this means we are going to get a big nerf to this ability, which kind of sucks, because what this would mean essentially is anyone who had Xylo could take out the first and most of the tank in the first phase, and then you have this ability, which then takes out a lot of the hit points in this phase. Now, how this works is you use your characters to topple the tank 1 time. While it is toppled, you are just stacking on speed down and then just hitting it with crit after crit after crit after crit, increasing your turn meter, right? So your Jawas are going over and over and over again, while at the same time, the tank is not being untoppled. So you're just doing massive amounts of damage. The people in power don't like this. Obviously, because the heroic raid for the Rancor can be soloed by 1 person, which takes away the fun, or at least the intent, of the raid, right? Working together for a common good, right? And while that's been the case for the Rancor raid, that has not been the case for the tank raid yet. With this, you can have one or two or even just a handful of characters demolish the tank raid without having the majority of your players even needed for the raid. So if you have 10 people in your guild who can do a heroic raid, then what happens is those 10 people are doing all the work. The rest of the characters in your guild are reaping the benefits if they've registered for the raid at all. Dude, I was hoping that they wouldn't nerf it. I was hoping that this is just the indication that, hey, we're ready for a new raid and something was going to be released. That's obviously not the case based on the information that we've read on the forum. My thoughts are, it sucks that it's going to be nerfed. I didn't get a chance to play it, although, what do you guys think? Did you get a chance to try out the Nute Gunray team? If you did, leave a comment in the section below and tell us how much damage you did. Tell us how effective it was. If you didn't and you still would like to try, you probably have at least a day or two, maybe a day or two, to give it another shot. Get your guild in gear and join that raid. Now, maybe because of this, we'll get a pretty hefty forgiveness pack. Something they're like, hey, we screwed up, so here's some crystals, or some character shards, here's 1,000,000 credits. Who knows? That would be nice. Leave a comment in the section below and tell us what you think of this, and tell us how you feel about the nerfing of it. This has been Thaddeus for Going Nerdy. As always, stay nerdy, my friends.